Okay, we are live. We are live. So, hello, everyone. This is Sharon Harrell with Royalty Business Group, and I'm excited, as I am every month, about our guest. But this month is a special guest because he's going to come to us and talk to us about the great information on cryptocurrency. So, we have Jean Philippeaux, who's here with us today, and he's going to share his expertise on cryptocurrency. So, good evening, Jean. How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I'd like for you to get us started by giving us a little bit about yourself. Tell us how you decided to get interested in cryptocurrency.
Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jean Philippeaux. I am a co-founder of Decrypting Crypto, where I educate individuals about the financial world of Forex trading, cryptocurrency trading, and other financial literacy. I started, I guess we can start at the beginning. I'm originally from Haiti. I'm 39 years old. I have one son. He'll be 5 in May. And my family, we weren't taught the financial world as we know today. We were taught traditional ways of building financial freedom, which was go to school, get a job, retire, and hopefully have a pension. But as we can see in society, it's been changed over time, from now working for someone else to working for yourself, to getting your news on TV, to now getting your news on a device called cell phone. So all these things are changing, but one thing that most people don't seem to change is their financial literacy, maybe because they're scared or they're afraid of making mistakes. So someone like myself teaching them on how to overtake and overpower that literacy. I help people understand the world, especially the tech world that we are in. Most people don't realize that every day they go shopping, if they shop online, they're using some form of cryptocurrency. They might not use it in a way of Bitcoin, but they're using it in some form of way through PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. That's a form of cryptocurrency. When you go to the retail like Walmart or Target, and you're paying through the Walmart app, or you're paying through the Target app, or you're scanning the QR code to pay with your credit card, that's a form of cryptocurrency. So I teach people on how to understand that, how not to be afraid of it, how to empower it, and how they can apply it on their everyday life and for their business.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing that. And I want to make sure that our listeners know to share this out so others can join us. Make sure you type into the chat your questions for Jean as we're going through this information. So Jean, tell us about the history, if you can, on cryptocurrency.
Yeah, so the history of cryptocurrency, it started around 2008, 2009. This was around when the housing market crashed and people were trying to find ways to really get away from the government as far as being control of their finance. Throughout our history, we see that every time there's a disaster, the big corporation, the big guys, they get a bailout, but the little people, we have to pay for that consequences. So they're trying to find a way to really remove themselves from what the government is doing. So a young man, he went by a name called Noshimo Kiyasi. He was the founder of cryptocurrency. He created a white paper, which is basically a blueprint of cryptocurrency before he went public with it. And then when he decided to go public with it, he made sure that people kind of understand it, And then, of course, with anything, there's going to be bad information. You know, the government, the news, they're going to tell you the bad things about cryptocurrency, how people can get robbed, how they can steal your money. But those are just fear mongers on trying to get you away from investing into the cryptocurrency. So the word cryptocurrency was used with crypto, which used with, I'm trying to think of the terminology, but it was used with a I think it's called crypto cyber, where basically it was a form of transaction. You're doing a transaction between one person to another without a third party. So, for example, if you wanted to give me money through Cash App, the third party would be your bank. The bank will verify your information and verify my information, and then we'll determine, is this person legit and should you be sending this person information? And when you're doing that, the technology is slow. You're paying a third party to do the transaction, and it's not secure. So people know, the government knows about that transaction and the banks knows about that transaction. With cryptocurrency, I can send a Bitcoin or any amount of cryptocurrency to anybody around the world without a third party being involved. It's just me and that individual sending that currency. I'm sending that currency to that person. We use what's called a wallet. The wallet is what's verify that you have the correct address for me to send you that cryptocurrency. Once it's verified by the blockchain, which can happen within a couple of seconds versus a wire transfer that can happen a couple of weeks. Once it's verified, then you will receive that funds in your wallet and it'll come out of my wallet. Why I say it's more secure, because there's no third party involved. I can send any amount to an individual without being flagged by the government or by the bank. My account won't be frozen if I send you X amount of money. And then also you receive it very quickly. I was told that to send $10,000 to someone outside the country is cheaper if you went and took that money and flew with it yourself to that person's country. So there's fees involved when you're transferring money through banks. So to avoid those fees, a lot of people use cryptocurrency. So for example, if I was to send you $10,000, it might only cost me maybe $10 to transfer you to that $10,000 versus the bank. If I was to transfer you $10,000 through the bank, they will flag me and say, how dare you have that type of money? Who are you sending it to? Why are you sending it to them? And then once they verify that is a legit person that I'm sending the money to, they're gonna reach their hands and say, oh, you owe us a couple $1,000s out of that $10,000 for that transfer that you just did. So cryptocurrency, even though it has a bad name, it is a safer way to do business. It's a faster way to do transaction. And I believe the future is here to stay. Unlike other institutions where it could be controlled or closed down by the government, cryptocurrency is not one of them.
Okay, all right. So what are the various types of cryptocurrency?
So the major ones that most people know about is, of course, you got Bitcoin, you got Ethereum, you got Bitcoin Cash, you got Dogecoin, you got Litecoin. So those are the major cryptocurrency that most people know. Then you have tokens. Tokens are basically like the sister version of cryptocurrency. So you got I'm sorry, slipping mine. Dodge, you got Ethereum Lite, you have other tokens that XRP is a token. So you got those tokens. Then you have alternative, meaning they're connected to a cryptocurrency. So you have Binance is alternative to cryptocurrency. You have USDT, which is a stable coin. A stable coin means it's stable to the dollar, it equals to the dollar, but it's connected to a cryptocurrency. So you might have USDT ERC, which is connected to the Ethereum network. You might have ERC TRC 20, which is stable to the Tron cryptocurrency. You have the USDT BNB, which is a stable coin to the Binance cryptocurrency. So those coins, because they're stabilized or equal to the dollar, they don't fluctuate as much as the cryptocurrency.
Okay, well, those were a lot of different types of cryptocurrency. So is it like where each country has its own currency, is cryptocurrency similar to that? Is that why there are various types? Or is it similar to, like, there's a $1 bill, a $5 bill, a $10 bill? How is that made?
So each cryptocurrency is connected to either a base of work or base of proof of work. So it depends on the technology behind it. What is the purpose of that technology, and how is it used? Most people are familiar with Bitcoin because Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency that first started. Then you have these other coins that came along. And what makes the other cryptocurrency different than Bitcoin is the technology behind that cryptocurrency. So for example, you have Ethereum, which is considered a proof of work versus basis proof of stake, where it's really more used, Ethereum is really more used as a contract. So right now, the hottest thing that most people are talking about is NFTs. NFT is a digital artwork that, so the word NFT means non-functional coin tokens, which means you're selling a digital artwork or digital proof of work in the internet world for a certain dollar amount. And they use Ethereum as a smart contract between you and that party to complete that transaction of the purchase of that artwork. So Ethereum is considered a smart contract that can be applied in the crypto world. So again, each coin have their own technology and use of that technology. And anybody can just YouTube what is this cryptocurrency or what's the technology behind it. And there's a whole list of information, free information out there for anybody they want to learn about that specific cryptocurrency. What makes it valuable, what gives it the value, the worth, is me and you. We, the people, give them the value. Unlike the dollar, where it's losing value, cryptocurrency is increasing in value. So the more people that invest in that specific cryptocurrency, the more value it goes up to. So that's the difference between cryptocurrency and the dollar that we have today.
Okay, so what's the regulation around that? Like, I know you mentioned something
So
about that.
there isn't really any regulation because cryptocurrency is not controlled by one person, one group. It's not controlled by the government. It's not controlled by an institution. So there's no regulation. What makes it valuable is how much people are getting into that cryptocurrency. So, for example, when Bitcoin first started, Bitcoin valuation was at 4 cents because no one knew what Bitcoin was back in 2008, 2000 now. Now, the value of one Bitcoin, I believe, is up to 23, 21, $22,000
Mm,
because we gave it so much valuable to it. People were buying so much of it that it increased in value. So just like back in the day when we used to barter, if I
mm-hmm,
was the fisherman and I told you this fish is $5, if nobody's buying my fish for $5, as a fisherman, I have to sell it at a cheaper price because nobody's buying it. But
right.
if everybody's buying it, that means more people are buying it than I have in my hand. I have the ability to increase the price of my fish. So now instead of $5, now the fish is $10. If more people are buying at $10, I can go to $15. If more people are buying at $15, I can go to $20. What
Mhm.
makes our dollar lose value is in the 70s, President Nixon removed the gold standard. So back in the day, we used to determine the value of our dollar based off of how much gold we had in our system. But now that the president removed that connection and the government can just print, it's making our dollars lose less and less and less and less value. I saw an article today where a cart of groceries back in the 70s, you was able to get a full cart of groceries for $20.
Mm,
Then in the 90s, you was able to get half of that cart for $20.
mm,
Now you're lucky to get one or two items for
mm-hmm,
$20.
right.
So as time goes by, we're losing less and less value of our dollar, and more people are finding alternate solutions to that to kind of level it up. So they're using cryptocurrency to keep that level valuation of goods and services to stay the same or to equal itself up.
So how does a person get cryptocurrency?
So the way they can purchase cryptocurrency is they doing it through an exchange. So right now, the only exchange that are out there is in the US is Coinbase, Cash App, PayPal, or also known as Venmo. Those are the ways people can buy cryptocurrency. And what you're doing is you're exchanging your dollar for the cryptocurrency based off of the time of that price. So for example, if Bitcoin dropped to, I think a couple month ago, Bitcoin was at $17,000. So if you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin at at the value of $17,000, it's just like buying a share of Facebook or share of Apple. You're buying it at the value at the time of the value based off of that amount.
Mhm.
And then let's say in a couple months, like it actually did, it went from 17,000 to $22,000. Now the $100 worth of Bitcoin that you just purchased, it went up in value. So if you're buying it as an investment, then it's best to buy it when the value is cheap versus when it's as high as it can be. And they've already predicted that by 2025, one Bitcoin will be worth $1 million. So it's best to, what I always do with my students is I always give them this rule of thumb. One, only invest what you're willing to lose. Because even though everybody's talking about crypto, it's still considered an investment, and you don't want to put all your egg in one basket. You only want to invest a small portion of whatever you're willing to invest, but be prepared to lose that investment if it flop. Just like if Facebook flop, just like if Apple flop or Amazon flop, you only want to invest what you're willing to lose. So that's one of the models that I always advise my student. And then two, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin right now is $22,000. You don't have to buy a whole. You can buy pieces. You can buy $1, $5, $10, and then over time just grow that that amount of Bitcoin that you're purchasing once a week, once a month. You can do it that way. And then if you're trying to flip it, just like flipping a house or flipping a car, if you're trying to grow the value of it, then you can take, classes to learn how to operate in the flipping process of turning that $100 into $200 or 200 into 500 or 500 into 1,000. That's more of the investment side. And I highly recommend people to take a course. I offer one where I show people on how to properly trade. We always say buy low, buy at the dip, and then sell high or sell at the top. Okay. But when you're selling, we show you how to one, keep the value, and two, you're not really selling it for cash, because if you do that, of course, you got to pay taxes, just like if you sell your Facebook shares or Amazon shares. Uncle Sam is going to want a piece of that money off of taxes if you sell it. So, but we show you how you can still have it in crypto, but still use it when you're ready to use it, either towards your retirement or if you need to use it towards vacation or any other purpose. We show how to use it without paying taxes on that cryptocurrency. Because when it comes to taxes, you only pay taxes when you buy and sell your cryptocurrency. So if I bought $100 and it goes to $1,000, I'm only going to pay taxes on the $100. I'm not going to pay taxes on the $1,000 unless I sell it for cash. Then I have to pay taxes on the $1,000. But we show people on how to avoid that high tax rate on their investment in crypto.
Okay, well, can you tell our attendees about your class? How are they able to take your class if they're interested?
Yes, so if anyone is interested in taking my class is through my Patreon page, which I'll provide to you guys that information. And you basically sign up. I have different levels on based off of your investment and based off of your learning skills. I have different ways people can learn through Forex, cryptocurrencies. Everything is video based. So where someone is watching a video, they're getting the understanding for that lessons. They're getting homework for that lesson. And then if they have any questions, they have a portal section where they can always comment or ask me questions. And I'm on my phone 24/7, 7 days a week. So I always answer everybody's questions when it comes to the lessons of the day.
Okay. So thanks for sharing that information. And again, I want our attendees to make sure they share this video that's going on right now with others so they can join us and be able to provide their questions in the chat. So we're waiting for those questions and comments to come in. And we want to remind everybody who we have with us. We have Jean Philippeaux, who's decrypting crypto for us today. And I am Sharon, the retirement coach diva from Royalty Business Group. So I wanted to know about something that you had mentioned about the different types of crypto. Do they vary in their value?
Yes, they all vary in their value. They're not worth the same value. Some right now are high at the high, you know, 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, and some are at the penny value. So the ones that are at the penny values are newcomers and they're growing. Of course, the ones that have a bigger value, they've been in the market longer. So that's why they have a bigger value. But even the ones that are pennies, I still will advise people to do your research on those cryptocurrency, see how much capital is out there, see has it been fluctuating, has it gone up, has it gone down, how long they've been in the market, and really try to understand the technology behind it, because the technology is what's going to determine if it's going to be used as often as it needs. So if the technology is something that is something where everybody needs it, then of course people are going to more invest into it. And then if the price of that cryptocurrency is affordable right now, that'll be when to get in. Everybody's trying to find the next Bitcoin. What is the next Bitcoin? Because people were surprised that Bitcoin went that high in a value at a short period of time. So everybody's looking for the next Bitcoin to go up in value. XRP, a lot of people believe XRP is the next one that's going to go up in value because the technology behind it is the same technology that the Visa and MasterCard of technology is being used. So bankers, they've already predicted that bankers are going to use XRP as a form of transaction. So right now, trying to get XRP is kind of hard because it's been blocked from the US for people to get it. So a lot of people are trying to find ways to get XRP. But I would advise people to just hold on. Once it's released and everybody can get it, I can see that being one of the next cryptocurrency that goes up in value. Ethereum is another one. Right now, I think Ethereum is at $1,700. When I first heard about Ethereum, Ethereum was at like $50. Now it's at $1,700. So I believe Ethereum will probably be the next one that goes up, just like Bitcoin, because when Bitcoin first started, Bitcoin went from 4 cents to $200, from 200 to 10,000, from 10,000 back down to a couple $1,000. Now it's stabilized at the $20,000. So Ethereum might be the next cryptocurrency that goes up in value because of the technology of the smart contract use of it. So those are the different valuation of each cryptocurrency. Again, the new ones are going to start with pennies, but eventually, if their technology is useful and is used a lot, then of course the value of that cryptocurrency will go up faster than Bitcoin.
Okay. All right. So do you feel or have seen where Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is going to replace regular currency that we currently use, the paper money or coins?
Yes, I see that because of one country that has already started that platform. China started China has started their own cryptocurrency, and they've already seen the success of that cryptocurrency through a platform called Lottery, where they provide X amount of business with that cryptocurrency and citizens with that cryptocurrency to do a test run to see how successful it is. And because we buy and sell stuff from China, and we don't do that much here in the US, it's going to be to the point where if we want to do business, if we want to continue doing business with foreign land like China, we're going to have to use that cryptocurrency. The United States is already working on their own cryptocurrency called, I think, CBD cryptocurrency, their own token. They haven't released it to the public yet, but they are creating their own digital currency. The younger generations don't use cash anymore. They use PayPal, Venmo. They connect their credit card through PayPal, through Apple Pay or Samsung Pay, so that the young people are not using cash like the older generation. Just like, our generation, who remembers writing a check? Nobody writes checks anymore. And there's some places where you don't even have to write the check. You can just give them the check, they scan it, and then they give you the check right back as a receipt. So I can see cryptocurrency being a form of our currencies. You got companies like Starbucks, Uber, Lowe's, Home Depot, Nike, AT&T, where you can actually pay with cryptocurrency. You can pay your bills, you can pay for food, you can pay your gas with cryptocurrency. A lot of companies are realizing this currency is here to stay, so they're learning about it. Throughout the United States, I'm not sure if you've seen it in where you're at, but here in North Carolina, we have Bitcoin ATM, where you can convert your cash for a Bitcoin. They print out the barcode that you need, you scan it, and it's deposited into your private wallet. So a lot of industries and companies are realizing this cryptocurrency is here to stay. Why not implement my business or my service to accept cryptocurrency? Because it's here to stay.
So with that being said, do you feel that the government will step in and start regulating it?
They will regulate it in a form of, they'll start well, they've already regulated. So right now there's a bill, I believe it's passed, where when you buy Bitcoin or any type of cryptocurrency, or if you sell it, you have to report it to your taxes. So Biden created a bill, which I believe it passed through, where now when you buying cryptocurrency from those platforms that I just mentioned, like Coinbase, Cash App, PayPal, if it's more than $600 or more throughout the year, you have to report it towards your taxes. You have to let the Uncle Sam say, hey, I did have cryptocurrency. I purchased this amount of cryptocurrency and I sold this amount of cryptocurrency. And there's no way of removing yourself from that, because those same platforms are going to report to the IRS. They're going to say, yes, Jean did buy $600 worth of cryptocurrency for this year. And you have to, and they send you a form, either through your email or through the mail, saying how much you purchased and how much you sold. And you just like they send you a W-2 or 1099 form, they'll send you a form of what amount you purchased and what amount you sold, and you have to report that towards your taxes. So they have done that. I believe because of COVID, they took a pause this year. So anybody that has cryptocurrency, I believe they don't have to worry about that right now, but they will implement it for next year taxes. So if you purchased or sold more than $600 next year, be prepared to get a letter through those platforms to report towards your taxes.
Okay. So I remember you saying something about the wallet. And I know that people have said that they've lost access to their wallet. I guess there's a code or something that's connected with it. So does that mean that they'll never be able to get that cryptocurrency and those funds because they can no longer access it?
Yeah, that's kind of like the double-sided sword. So
Mhm.
I always advise people when you're creating a wallet, remember this wallet is a digital wallet, and then they give you two keys. The first key that you have is called the public key. This is the key that I will give to somebody for if they want to send me cryptocurrency. Anybody can see that key, so that's not gonna harm you. The private keys is what you need to protect, just like the key to your vote or the key to your car or the key to the bank. You want to protect that key for any means necessary. So those two keys are 12 words. They're random words that they give you in order. So whatever one is, you write one beside it. Whatever two is, you write two beside it. And then you keep that paper somewhere safe, like a bank vault or a private vault in your house, somewhere where you have access to it. Because if you lose that private key, you lose access to your cryptocurrency. And people say, well, I can always log in and get and see my cryptocurrency. Yes, but if somehow your device gets damaged, lost, or stolen, and you don't have those 12 words, you can't we track the cryptocurrency out of that device. So for example, if I created a wallet, it's the first thing it's going to say is write down your 12 private key words. Once you write them down, they're going to verify that you write them down. So they're going to say, what is number 3? What is number 4? What is number 5? To make sure you wrote it down. Then once you verify it, then they're going to give you a notice. Make sure to keep those words private and safe in case you need them again. And then if your device, like your cell phone, gets lost, damaged, stolen, and you need to reinstall that app on a new device, it's going to ask you, do you have a wallet? You're going to say, yes, I have a wallet. And it's going to say, great, what is those 12 words? If you don't have those 12 words, you don't have access to your crypto. But if you have your 12 words, you type them in, you have access to your cryptocurrency. So throughout crypto, especially Bitcoin, the last time I checked, they say about $1.2 billion of crypto was lost. It's not stolen, it's not taken away, it's on Lango world because those individuals either lost their private key, they misplaced their private key, they don't know what happened to their private key, so they don't have access to their cryptocurrency. But as long as you have that private key protected somewhere where you can see it all the time, you're good to go. So what I always do to teach my student is once you write down those 12 words, get that piece of paper laminated. Treat that piece of paper as if it's a golden key to your life, like if it's life insurance. Without it, you can't live. So make sure you protect it. If you have to rewrite it or replace that paper because over time it got destroyed or tear up, write them again, put that piece of paper somewhere safe, and then you always have it. If you want to put it with your life insurance or your will, so if something happens to you, your family members know that, hey, my father or my grandfather left me this asset. Here's the private keys to the cryptocurrency, to those assets, because those are what we as parent want to do, is build generation wealth. So we want to invest right now and then pass that investment to our kids or grandkids And that's one way of building generation wealth.
Okay, so let's say I get a wallet and then I give the information to my children. They will be able to access my wallet? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, so they'll be able to access your wallet. You don't want to give it to them now because they might tap into it and take something and like, hey, what happened to my cryptocurrency? Then you and your children will be arguing over that. But you can create it where, okay, mom left this for you. If something happens to mom, this is what you're gonna get as your, you know, as part of the will or whatever. This is what you get. And then they have access to that funds of their choice.
Okay, and so then they would be liable for any taxes because it's.
Yeah. No, they won't be liable. So the only time they're liable is if they sell that cryptocurrency for cash. But I teach my students on how to use it as is. So there are companies out there that allows you to connect your cryptocurrency with their payment system where you can pay. You can go and buy gas, you can go to Walmart, you can go buy groceries with cryptocurrency through those payment systems. Because most people don't realize the merchant or the register or where you're making that payment doesn't read the same numbers as me and you. So if you're spending $100, you know the register says $100, but that's not what the register is reading. The register is reading a computer code, and that computer code might be 000111000. That's their form of communication. Cryptocurrency can communicate with that register because they read the same language. So because of the technology that these companies have, where you can use your cryptocurrency as cash, as is, you're not paying taxes. You only pay taxes when you're converting it back to cash. Okay. So just like if you sold your Apple share, if I had $10,000 of Apple and I sold it for cash today, Uncle Sam is going to say you owe us this amount of taxes off of that $10,000. But if I never sell my taxes, not taxes, if I never sell my shares, Uncle Sam is not going to tax me because I didn't have nothing to sell. Again, this is what the 1% have learned that the 99% does not understand. They ask the question, why come Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, why they don't pay taxes? They got shares, they got money, but they don't pay taxes. They don't pay taxes because they're spending money that's not theirs. So what they did, so here's an example. Elon Musk, if he wants to borrow $10,000 from the bank, he'll go to the bank and say, hey, I want to borrow $10,000. The bank's going to say, do you have something that we can use as collateral? He says, yes, I got these shares, Tesla shares. You can use these Tesla shares as collateral. If Elon Musk use that money and does not pay back the loan, he can just give the shares to the bank. He can say, hey, here's the share of value of amount that I owe you to, and then the bank can cash it out. And of course, the bank will have to pay taxes on it. But Elon Musk doesn't have to pay taxes. Why? Because he's using borrowed money that it wasn't his in the first place. So because you're using borrowed money, you don't pay taxes on borrowed money. You only pay taxes on something you sold. So if I sold a house, I got to pay taxes. If I sold my car, I got to pay taxes. If I sold my Tesla shares, I got to pay taxes. If I sell my Bitcoin, I gotta pay taxes. But if I never sell these things and I'm move it and give it to my son and he never sells it, and then he gives it to his children and they never sells it, guess what? That's 3 generations that we didn't have to pay taxes on.
Okay, okay.
So you only pay taxes on what you sell for cash.
Okay, all right. Wow, that's a lot of stuff about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and I know that our viewers are going to really need more information to learn. So can you tell us again about your courses, how long they are, and if there's a cost associated with them?
Yeah, so my courses, I have 3 different levels. The first one, of course, is just video only. I know some people are quick learners. They don't really need assistance. They can learn on their own. That's more video based only session. Each class is about 12 session long. I recommend everybody to take one class at a time. Don't try to Netflix it. Don't try to StreamYard through the whole class in one day, because you're gonna get your headache. You're gonna get a headache. You're gonna get confused. You're gonna be asking me 1,000 questions. So only do one session at a time. So the first one's only $5 a month. The second one, which is the Forex trading, that's more in depth, learning about trading. We talk about trading Forex, we talk about trading crypto, we talk about trading stock market. Forex is a $6.7 trillion industry per day. It's not going anywhere. So I definitely advise people to take that one. That one is $25 a month. And then we have the 1 day / 1 week crypto support and business. And this is where I talk about everything from crypto, about the history, about how to start investing in it, how to set up your wallet, how to set up your private keys, how to set up what the difference between the wallets. We have a cold wallet and a hot wallet, how to invest in it, as far as buying it at a dip and selling it high. And then we talk about how to pass it down to the next generation, as far as your kids and grandkids. And again, I always advise my students to have a umbrella of investment. Don't think that the government is going to bail us out again. They've already talked about that we're not getting another bailout. So if as you watching this, think to yourself, what do I need to do as an adult? We've gone through this situation before. This is not the first crisis. And unfortunately, with the United States, this is not the last crisis. We went through the 1950 crisis, the 1980s, the 2000 internet bubble, the 2008 housing market, the 2020 health crisis. We're going to go through another crisis. So as an adult, you need to really think about how is your money working for you? Not how you're working for your money, how is your money working for you? So what I always advise people to do, get 2 pieces of paper, write down your bills, write down what you're making. If your bills is more than what you need to make, you need to figure out what you need to cut off. And then if you're not making enough to cover your regular utilities, necessary bills, you need to figure out how to make more money through investment, through savings. I really highly talk about people working on their credit. I talk about that too on the crypto support business, how to build your credit, how to establish life insurance. I'm not an agent, but I do advise people who to talk to about getting life insurance. Financial advisors. If you know a financial advisor, tap into that person. That person knows a whole lot more than you do. They'll help you set up a blueprint of what you need to do, dealing with your finance as far as saving, retirement. They might not know everything about Forex. They might not know about crypto. They might not know about the stock market, but they'll advise you to speak to me, and then I'll advise you to speak to them. We kind of work together as far as that format, because we want to see you be successful in life. Because when you're successful in life, then you can pass that knowledge to your children. You know, there's money out there to be made for everyone. So in this day and in, when we got our own technology in our hand, our device, you can make money doing whatever you want to do. The problem that most people have is once they make the money, how to make that money work for them. And that's somebody like myself, somebody like yourself, where we can teach them on how to properly have that money working for them versus working for that money. Because guess what? There's one thing that we all can't get away from: old age. And we're going to get to the point where we don't want to work anymore, or our body won't allow us to work anymore, but we still have to feed ourselves. We still have to have a roof over our head. We still have to have health care, and that requires money. And why not have that money working for you now? It might be small, but when you get to that retirement age, it'll be big enough to cover all the necessary items that you need.
Okay, great. So we are coming down close to the end of our time. And I want to just thank you for sharing all of the information that you shared. It was a lot of information. I didn't realize it was so much to cryptocurrency, and I'm sure there's a lot more that we weren't able to cover this evening, but people can contact you. How can they contact you if they want more information?
Yes, so I'm putting here in the chat, hopefully you can share with them. I'm giving you my link. So that's my link to my page. And then I'm going to give you my website. I mean, not website. That's my website, but my email and my phone number where they can reach me.
Okay.
All right. So you got my website, my email, and my contact. If anybody have any questions or want to participate in a class, they're welcome to do that.
Okay, I am putting all that into the chat. So those who are joining us can access it and be able to contact you directly. So again, thank you so much for being my guest this evening. I really appreciate you providing all this great information on cryptocurrency, and I'm sure people will be in touch with you soon so they can be a part of your network, so they can take your class and be able to learn more and invest in cryptocurrency. So I want to let our listeners know that coming up, I have two things coming up soon. Starting on March 18th, I am hosting a teen financial boot camp. It's going to go from March 18th through June the 17th. And you can email me or send me a DM and I can give more information about it. It's $75 for the entire 8 sessions for your teen. So just make sure that you connect with me. You can even go to Eventbrite and find it by just searching Financial Bootcamp, and it'll come up for the Teen Financial Bootcamp, and you can register there. Then in April, my guest on April 12th will be Felicia Hodge. And Felicia, she's going to talk to us about the food deserts that are around. There are food deserts everywhere, but how that's affecting our finances. And how it's affecting our health, because when we can't find the proper places to buy the food that we need, then we end up buying whatever is there, and those are processed foods. So we're going to talk about food deserts and how that's affecting our finances. So Jean, again, I want to thank you so much for being my guest this evening.
Thank you.
And I look forward to working with you in the future.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.